Because one thing I learned is that longer recordings have more chance of corruption, but also part of the problem with... Okay, there's a very interesting bug with Vegas. I say bug, with my recordings from Shadowplay and Vegas. Let me explain it for no one who cares. So if I just click drag it in from my program files, like folders, to Vegas, it appears with a chunk of the audio missing, right? And I can't really fix that, so I have to cut out a segment of that clip to make sure that everything is coherent and realign the sound and the video to make sure that it's not... What's the word I'm looking for? Desynced. That's it, desynchronized. But if I go to Vegas and do the import media, action, it will do a similar thing, but it will just, instead of deleting audio, it will replace it with pre-existing audio from the start. So it looks normal, but it's actually usually quite fucked up. Although the actual footage doesn't skip like it did when it breaks down. So I'm not sure which one I will be, which method I'll favour if it does break down, but you'll have found out. But I mean, since me importing it rather than click dragging allows me to at least salvage video, if not audio, I'm probably doing that. I apologise if this doesn't make any sense to anyone and is quite boring, but it's nearly midnight, I'm tired, it's hot in this room, and I just don't have a massive amount of stuff to talk about. I hate to say it. Hey guys.
And what news do you bring me, Architect?
The Foundations are infested. Demons and devils. Many lives will be lost if you try to build there.
I think he
You
knows.
have done well to complete your goal, Bianchi. The construction will continue as planned.
But the demons! You'd be insane to build there.
Silence, dog! What dwells beneath the Forbidden City is the very reason it was built. For you to understand, you must witness it firsthand.
Oh dear.
Let me educate you. Guards! Put this one with the others of the sacrifice. I am the Scourge of God,
God.
appointed to chastise you, since no one knows the remedy for your iniquity except me. You are wicked, but I am more wicked than you. So be silent.
Goodbye, buddy.
Now you, Architect, you are about to make your largest contribution to this project.
Well, he really accomplished a lot in his life. Oh no, Roberto is in the bricks. So sad. I do like how they actually did bother to animate Augustus's eyes behind the mask, which is a very strange thing to point out, but I swear I notice a lot that masked characters don't have animation behind their face, if you can see much of it. That's out of the mouth. You see what I mean about not having anything interesting to talk about? Alright, so... what's happening here? Oh yeah, I can look at this, can't I? An unseen force guides Alex's hand towards the painting, compelling her to look behind it. She reaches out and pulls back the painting and discovers a chapter page hidden behind it. Should Alex retrieve the chapter page? A sense of familiarity overcomes her as the chapter page comes to her fingers, and so does the realization that Roberto's spirit is aiding her. A war to end all wars. Well, that sounds like a World War I time period setting, which is very interesting. Please don't start it now.
The Black Guardian grows restless, my liege. Its hunger increases,
The
and
Black
the
Guardian
binding continues to weaken. We feed it flesh, but I fear it will not guard the relic too much longer.
There is no choice in the matter.
It must remain and guard the artifact until the time of planetary alignment. After that, the Guardian may return to its lair. Our master does not like failure. It is imperative to keep the binding intact.
Then we have to find more flesh and bone.
You can leave the man hanging like that? Bit rude. Anyways, a World War I story in this Lovecraftian setting sounds very exciting, but perhaps a bit too exciting for me, because it is currently... Where's my phone? Right on top of the blowtorch. Great. It is 8 to midnight, so I'm going to go to bed. I don't know when I'll record again. Tomorrow is game night, and I would like to play games. The day after that, I am playing in a game of a setting that is... I can't remember what it's called, but I'm playing as an Italian World War I soldier called Antonio Fazio. And it's going to be great. It's not Call of Cthulhu, but it still looks pretty fun. If I remember the name, I will say it, but I probably will not remember to say it in any of the videos or anything. And then on Sunday, I'm running a game of Alien RPG. I've never tried it before. I never played it, never run it, and it's going to be horrible, but we'll see how it goes. And then after that, maybe Monday, but maybe on Monday there'll be a movie night, so it will probably actually be a while before I want to actually record during the day. So hopefully I've made enough episodes out of this to continue, and I will stop talking about it right now because you really don't care. But thank you for watching. I am very, very grateful for you to have made it this far. I very much appreciate it. I hope you look forward to more videos. I promise to be more punctual, and I shall see you in the next episode. Ta-ta for now. Shut up. Hey guys, Teddy Gubcaster here with a brand new episode of Eternal Darkness. Well, actually, I think this is going to be a mid-episode one, because I've finished rendering episode 15, but there isn't enough footage to warrant an episode 16, hence why I'm recording so soon. On, well, the last 20 minutes of Sunday, the 21st of May. On the very same day, and less than an hour since, I finished my first GM'd game, or first ever game, of Alien RPG, and I think it went pretty damn well, things considered. I had a hell of a good time running it later on. I was a bit stressed out and worried that it wasn't going to work out very well, but it turned out pretty good. And I'm talking about this to stall for the fact that I'm now lighting several tea lights and candles to provide the appropriate ambiance for the game. But yeah, it's pretty late, as you heard, so I don't know how long I'll play for, but I definitely want to make a good welt into the Lex chapter at least, because I have made an incredible discovery that you guys are going to love. And I know I do too. I'm getting new Wi-Fi, finally, on the 8th. It's like cheaper than what we currently have, and I shit you not, I average at about 12 megabytes per second on a good day, hence why my uploads are so slow. This new one, upload speed in the hundreds, download speed like above 700. It's incredible. It's going to be so great. I'm going to be able to pump out videos like, what, twice a day? If I keep it up, but in order to do that, I have to record. So here I am, getting a head start. And fucking hell, these tea lights are actually incredibly good.
The war to end all wars redefined
yes.
how mankind looked at war and the value of human life. Over 19,000 men lost their lives every day in the trenches of the Somme. Some say uselessly, some invoke a higher cause.
Perhaps.
I read accounts of the slaughter from many journalists who spent time in the trenches, but I found the account of a certain Peter Jacob to be the most horrible of all. His implication about the ancients' involvement with the war was hideous and so obvious. With the horror of the Battle of the Somme scant miles away and the distant echoes of pounding artillery, a young journalist named Peter Jacob researched his latest story from the front lines.
A journalist?
His grim task
Bold.
brought him to Oubliette Cathedral, now transformed into a field hospital.
Alright, we're playing a journalist in the First World War. That's new,
I
actually.
find no solace in the purpose behind all the senseless violence that surrounds me. Young men die at a rate unheard of in centuries of warfare.
Crikey, he's a pretty boy.
Shelling, machine guns, mustard gas, rip, pierce, and burn your flesh. Men soak gauze in their own urine to stop the insidious gas. The hospitals here cannot cope with the torrent of wounded.
looks a bit youthful. Actually, you know what? I watched Scream last night. Again, second time. Fucking brilliant movie. He reminds me so much of Billy Loomis from that movie. I was going to say he reminded me a bit of, what's the kid's name in Treasure Planet? But oh my god, I see so much Billy Loomis in him. It's incredible. Anyways. A soldier's letter lies on the table, waiting to be sent home. Peter has found a soldier's letter. Well, let's read it, and I'll turn the game down a little bit on my end, because it's fucking loud. Alright. First letter from Private Reginald Jackson to his love, Margaret. I was admitted to this hospital on Tuesday. The damage caused to my legs was slight, but there is no way that I can ever walk normally again. I hate this place. Every day I am reminded that I will never be able to do the things I love. This hospital is a very strange place, converted from an old cathedral. There is an odd atmosphere around it. Silent, but for the words of the wounded, calling out in the night. There is no doubt it is haunted. What I find most odd in this place is that you never see anyone leave during the day. It's not right. No goodbyes or farewells, just an empty bed when you wake. A lucky penny, a flash pan, and flash powder. Interesting. Okay. I like it. Interesting. That's a very interesting stun mechanic. It's very old. Penny too. Well, it's not very silent at the moment. Although the ambience is very nice. The faint sound of moaning emanates from behind the linen veils. Whispered utterances, frantic prayers to the loved ones. Words offered only by those who face their mortality. Very good. How you doing, buddy? The soldier is rather distressed. Don't doubt him. Don't doubt it. Perhaps he has lost a lot of friends to the trenches of the Somme. He confides that the only stories are sad ones, and that the only true heroes are in the mortuary. With a motherly voice, the nurse advises that Peter gets some rest. Bold not to come here armed in some way. The soldier is rather distressed now. Same thing. This be some shit if Ghostface turns up. Well, we're back where Paul just was, and it's, you know, no worse for wear, I suppose. The guard quietly but strongly points out that the area is off limits to civilians. Fair enough. Well, where should it go? Oh, there, I didn't see you there. Can I play the organ, sir? Oh, that reminds me. How's his stuff? Sanity is low. Well, I'm sure he's got a good reason for it, but his health is okay. Not much better either, but his magic is pretty good. This is manageable. The guard frowns and ushers Peter away from the organ. He explains that it is one of the few antiques in the region that has so far survived the war, and that while he's alive, it will remain intact. Well, that's dedication. You don't see that every day. Right, let's try... Oh, you're special. But I'll come back to you. I want to check the rest of the room first. Okay. Alright, that. How did I open that before? It was with the organ. So, oh, I see you. That's what this whole place is, really. An intensive care unit. A sealed envelope. Right, what does it say? Soldier's orders. His stamina doesn't appear to be too amazing, but surely better than... Who was the fat guy I just played as? How am I forgetting his name? He was Venetian, I remember that much. I can't remember his name. Wow, I actually can't remember his name. And my vision got super blurry for my eyes. Oh, I can use them. Private Thompson. By order of Lieutenant Hargraves, on behalf of H.R.H. George V, you are to leave your post of duty and rally in the street outside Uberlay Cathedral. Further orders will be presented at the rallying point. God save the King. A note just from a singular private, just for a singular private from a lieutenant. That strikes me as a little bit odd. Okay, you're not going to let me through, are you? Abruptly, the guard asks if Peter has clearance for the old tower as it's a restricted area. My English is not getting very good. It's not getting very good. Fucking hell. Yeah. Point proven. It's not much better when I was running the games, I discovered, because talking normally, when I don't have anything to think about, I sort of just talk, but, you know, when I am trying to sound rehearsed or proper, I rush over myself. I don't need to look at this. Okay, oh, right, I don't have the tome yet. I'd almost forgotten that was a thing. Oh my god, I felt the guy's name, who I'd forgotten, press up against the front of my mind, but I can't remember what the fuck it was. Not a lot of armed soldiers, all things considered. The guard shifts about, obviously bored with his duty and awaiting a replacement or perhaps a call to arms. Well, here, how about this one? The guard unfolds the order and begins to read them before exclaiming, "Bloody hell, lad, you must be on the offensive." Following the orders, he takes leave of his post. Bloody hell. Was he supposed to be Scottish or something? Well, I'll check up here, since I can. Oh, hello there, miss. Stacked deeply on the landing, crates of medical supplies await use. Syrettes of morphine, bandages, tourniquets, antiseptics, the list goes on. And I will save that as a note for a potential thing I might need later. No, I will not give context. So much death and destruction. Now, I don't know if there will be anything this way, but I figure if there was nothing, it wouldn't let me go this far. Perhaps the ghost of the custodian is in here somewhere? Apparently not. Oh no, I did miss this almost. A soldier's letter. I never figured out what those effigies or those little statues were for. In Roberto Bianchi. That was his name. I never figured out what that was for. I don't think I got one of them, because there was one for Ulyaoth, one for Chattur'gha. I don't think I got the Zelda Tath one, the green one. Anyways, from Private Reginald to the love of his life, Margaret. I've been here for over a week now, and there is no word when I'll be allowed to leave. Strange things have happened. At night, the sounds of the hospital change. Echoes of voices that don't belong to anyone haunt the walls and corridors, the restless ghosts, perhaps, or sounds of movement or whispers. I have seen the war firsthand, and the sounds at night in the hospital scare me more than I ever thought possible. What is going on here at night? Why do I feel so threatened? My fears are worsened by the talk of other young soldiers. One said he heard cries for help in the middle of the night. Cries that were only answered by the snarls of rage, and not compassion. Another said Lance Corporal Haskell had not been discharged, but had gone missing. I stare at his empty bed, with a sense of unholy dread gnawing at my heart. Who's that? Like, I remember studying him at school. Well, it's not very specific, but that one poem on gas. I forget the fucker's name. But, just remind me of him, you know. A bit of rhyming in World War I. How coincidental. I probably shouldn't have put my coke behind one of the candles, because it is slightly burning my arm when I go to grab it. Hello, a revolver lies abandoned on a nearby pew. Should Peter pick the revolver up? Peter has acquired a revolver. Uh-oh. It's only got 6 rounds. Stacked like logs, Peter stands before the prize of human war, the bloodied corpses of young men who have made the ultimate sacrifice to defend their own countries and those of others. Uh-oh. Here we go. There's Roberto. One space stands open. Fat boy. Sorry, Paul. Cradled in what appears to be yada yada yada. Yeah, the Tome of Eternal Darkness. God, it went by so fast. Uh-oh. Oh, hello. Well, that was feckless. I'm getting out of here. I said I'm getting out of here. Don't get stuck in the terrain. Milady! Oh, Christ. Uh-oh. Okay. I only have my magic at my hand. Did it work? I think it did. Okay. Right, time to get creative. Aha! Oh, I need to try that one, actually. The summon zombie. I'll try it after this. That was handy. There we go, she woke up. Actually, okay, that might not have been the best idea. I'm going to run now. Now I realise that she'll pop and turn into a bone thief before any substantial damage happens. There we go. Oh, there's another one. That's fucking grim, though. One of the cathedral's guards lies dead at its post. His death was sudden and violent, his broken limbs twisted at odd angles, not really, with a trickle of blood issuing from his mouth and ears. I want to head down here first, get a bit of a reprieve. I'm going to cheat and... I did the wrong thing. Okay, let's see if I have time. Right, new spell. Summon zombie. Maybe I should have done it through with the Turk one, actually. Didn't work. There's a rifle I didn't see. Okay, alright. Recover, cast. Sanity. Okay, how am I doing on health? Fine. Right, let's go! Oh my! Take the Lee Enfield. A rifle lies on the altar, possibly, probably discarded by a fleeing guard. I did not mean to run directly into him. Is the nurse still captive? Well, she's not here, so... That was easy. Alright, how's this? Uh-oh, that woke him up. Alright. Right, I was not aware that I could finish them off that way. I'm very silly. Well, don't worry, Peter. I'll get you out of it. Alright, so we can either go down that way, check out the old tower, or try the hidden secret. And do I have enough magic reserve? Yes, I do. Okay, I'll try that. Then I'll try the organ before I forget. Right. I always go past it. Okay. Reveal hidden. And I believe I have to use the counter. I'm stupid. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I see what it is. Oh, I know what I've done. I didn't register the number of sides, vertices, points of magic. I don't have enough. And there is something on that organ. So there's something on that organ. A piece of very old paper sits in the pipe organ. Oh, is it the same one that Paul had?